Okay, this is Rick. This is my video about my homemade Wing Chun dummy. This is my basement here in Philadelphia, my little Wing Chun training area. Got my Mook Jong here and my little bean punching bag there, and I can do my forms here in the basement. I've been doing Wing Chun for about 6 months now, and I really love Wing Chun. And I decided to make a dummy, and decided I wanted to make a really good dummy that was really aesthetically pleasing and in every way exactly like the originals. And this is not that dummy. I decided it was going to take a long time to make a really good one, and the one I have here is one I made temporarily to hold me over until I get a really good one made. Now this dummy that I made here is probably the ugliest wooden dummy in the world, but I did make it out of entirely recycled and cobbled together materials. Now it's entirely free too. It didn't cost me anything to make this. I made it out of all scrap material. Starting down at the base here, I really like the design I come up with the base. It's a wooden base here out of like scrap wood, and the dummy sits inside this base and you can pull the entire thing out. There's a little handle back here you can grab to pull the entire dummy out of the base, and you can actually put the trunk of the dummy and the base of the dummy in my car, and I can transport it. Moving up to the body of the dummy. The body of the dummy is actually a part of a telephone pole. Where I work, there's a lot of old telephone poles, and telephone poles are nasty. If you've never worked with them, telephone poles are embedded with creosote and tar and all these nasty pesticides, and you really don't want to be working with telephone poles or touching them too much. If you're sawing them and you're breathing in the dust, it's really nasty stuff. But in this case, I'm not really touching the pole very much, and I'm not sawing it or milling it or breathing in the dust, so it's pretty safe. So I got a telephone pole as the trunk, and then I have these. This here is just some old clothesline that I found, and I wound that around for, punching surface. The arms of the dummy are actually pipes that I've got bolted onto the trunk. So one of the things that was important to me was keep the proportions really very closely similar to the originals. So the spacing in the front of the dummy, which is the angles between the two upper arms and the length between the upper and the lower arms, is really very close to the standard dummies that you see most of the time. Now these are bolted on to the side, so the major flaw of this dummy is that the arms don't move. In a regular dummy, the arms have play in them. In this one, they do not, which was a major flaw, but it was something I had to live with if I was going to make something sturdy. And this dummy is very sturdy. You can pound the fucking shit out of this thing and it does not break. It is really sturdy. Of course, that's not the point of a dummy, to pound the fucking shit out of it, but if you wanted to, this dummy is really sturdy. Moving down to the bottom, the leg of the dummy is just made out of 2x4s that I cut into sort of the shape of a leg, and it's about knee height. So the upper arms of the dummy right here are about shoulder height for me. I'm about 6'1", and the leg of the dummy is about knee height, and this is also very sturdy. And the good thing about this dummy is, even though it doesn't move, because of the nature of the arms, that's a compromise I had to make until I make my good wooden dummy. Because the trunk fits into this base like this, it does have a little bit of natural play to it, so it does rock a little bit when you hit it, which kind of simulates a little bit the way a real dummy would move, and that's good enough for the time being until I get my good one made. So, like I said, it's just an old telephone pole and some pipes bolted onto the side, and some old clothesline, and some old wood that I used to make the base. I really like the design for the base. I think I might keep that when I make the really good one that I'm going to make, because this base is really easily portable. But other than that, even though it's very easily portable, it's very sturdy. This dummy is not going anywhere. And all free materials. Get a look at the bottom there and up in the top, and see if I can get a wide view of it from a distance. And there's a absolutely free Wing Chun wooden dummy made out of recycled materials. So if you like it or if you don't like it, leave a comment, say you suck, and then I'll write back saying fuck you, and then we'll flame each other back and forth for a while, and then we'll go out and have a beer and laugh about it. So signing out, this is Rick and my homemade Wing Chun wooden dummy.